Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video, specifically another backtesting video because you guys loved the last one so much. I'm going to go ahead and do another backtesting video here. So let's get right into it. We're actually going to start a brand new session. So that way we don't interrupt with the group backtesting sessions, and that way there's not like interfering data or whatever. So we'll go ahead and start a brand new session. And this time, because I've seen some complaints in the last video and I got some DMs complaining about, oh, you're backtesting not even like 4 years ago. Why don't you backtest like way later before COVID? That's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to show you guys how the flow state model was even effective back then before I even named it the flow state model. So I'm going to show you how effective it is and how good it is in previous years to COVID. So we'll probably go back to like 2017, 2018, 2019, something like that. I don't know. We'll choose a random week. But yeah, let's get into the video here. So let's go ahead and start here. Let's go to sessions and let's make a new session. So if I remember correct, this is how you do it. So new session, we'll go ahead and name it the YouTube backtesting session. We'll start the account balance at 100,000, and of course we'll choose the assets NQ and ES. Now the initial date, like I said, we're gonna go prior to COVID, so we'll go like 2019, and I do not like trading the summer months, so we'll probably go like October. We'll go this week here, October 14th to, we'll do like 1 week here, so we'll do the 18th, so 14th through the 18th. All right, so that's what we'll do. We'll go that week. Or actually, we'll go 2020. So we'll just go February of 2020 or something like that. There we go. Okay, there we go. So we got the dates here. So I just put whatever weeks. So yeah, let's go ahead and create the session. All right, so the session is created. Let's go ahead and play, and let's jump on into the charts and let's get this video popping. All right, so I personally like ES on the left and I like NQ on the right. So first thing is first. All right, so first we have to go to the daily chart. Actually, we have to go to the monthly chart. I need to know where we're at on the higher time frames, right? I need to know where we're at on the higher time frames. I need to know what's going on the higher time frames. That's number one. Okay, so obviously I think, dude, seeing NQ at 7,800 is pretty crazy. Now it's at like 28,000 or something like that, or 20,000 or some shit. Pretty crazy to see. So same thing with ES at like 5-6K now. So okay, so we are at all-time highs right now. Wow. Okay, so all-time high trading. Interesting. All right, so let's go to the weekly here. Let's see what the weekly's got going on. And this is going to be the first day of this week. Let's open up the economic calendar here and let's see what we got going on here. So this is the 14th. So anything after the 14th. So on Wednesday, we have retail sales control group at 8:30 in the morning. So that's the only news event that I'm seeing here, high impact news. So we only have news on Wednesday. Now, the weekly chart here is, it's obviously bullish. We've been at all-time highs. There's no bearish SMT anywhere that I'm seeing or any bullish SMT. So we're kind of just, it looks like we're just kind of range bound in a sense. So not much data to work with here on the weekly chart. Let's go to the daily. All right, so now we're on the daily chart. This actually offers a little bit more data, not too much, but it offers a little bit more. I'm not really seeing a whole lot besides like this daily fair value gap right here. Let's actually make this bigger real quick for you guys. So I'm not really seeing a whole lot besides like this daily FVG here. Monday's opening higher. So we'll have to see what Monday does. Again, there's no news Monday. I don't like trading no news Mondays. So if there is a no news Monday, I usually will skip over it. But for the sake of this video, we're going to try and see if we can find something. A protocol for no news Mondays, what I like to usually do is wait for 9:30. If there's no news before, if there's no news after 9:30, I have to wait for 9:30. I have to wait for that manipulation to occur. All right, so I want to wait for 9:30, obviously, here. So first and foremost, again, there's really nothing on the daily chart right here telling me that this wants to do anything. I mean, it is pushing higher, so I would expect higher up until like these buy side levels up here, these relative equal highs. Same thing on ES. We have very, very nice highs up there. So ideally, though, if I'm bullish, I'd like to see the weekly candle open lower into one of these bullish daily fair value gaps. But let's go to the 4 hour, start dissecting price here. So 4 hour, so let's go to the next New York session because that's going to be Monday opening. So Monday, 6 a.m. So we dropped lower initially. So we opened higher and then we dropped lower into this 4 hour fair value gap right here. And we did end up disrespecting it though. You see how we closed the body below it. We did disrespect it, so that in my eyes is disrespected, and I would not use that fair value gap anymore. So let's go to the 1 hour. All right, so let's see what Asia session did. Asia session did use a PD array to sponsor this move lower, so that makes sense in terms of the Asia session. So yeah, I mean, that makes sense in terms of a potential daily high, just because the Asia session, this looks like an Asia session smart money reversal, London and New York continuation. So I'd definitely be looking at this daily fair value gap here. Let me go to the daily real quick again. So yeah, so we're pretty much ranging in Friday's daily range right here. So go back to the 1 hour. Now we are okay. So we did disrespect the 1 hour fair value gap as well on both assets. So I'd like to see if we inverse this fair value gap here, this bearish one. If we do, and we get back above this area here, this would be my OB. So I could use this for higher prices potentially. But again, like I said, the Asia session did use this PD array to sponsor this move lower, and it did form another one here. It did disrespect this one, but it formed another bearish one that it did respect. So the Asia session did use this to go lower right here. All right, so let's go ahead and move to 930. Let's see what 930 offers here. So let's go ahead and fast forward to 930. So we'll just make this a little quick. We'll go ahead and fast forward it pretty fast. So far, nothing yet. All right, so here is 905, 910, 915, and here is 930. Okay, so I'm doing this way too fast. All right, so we have, I thought we had a bullish or a bearish SMT. Oh yeah, we do. We do have a bearish SMT at these highs right here. And this is the, I thought that was a London high, but it's not. Okay, so we're still respecting the 15-minute, and did we respect the 1 hour? We disrespected it, so that's good. Now, since we disrespected that 1 hour, but we're still respecting the 15-minute, you see how we got a tap up here? Now, we got an SMT divergence here with the tap of a higher time frame PD array. So here we can start scaling down to the 1 minute to potentially look for that flow state model, right? So we do have a change in delivery right here at 930, right? So that's good. So 930 opened up higher, swept out that buy side, and then we got a nice change in delivery here on the 1 minute. And we do have nice equal lows here for a potential like break even spot or a first trim spot. And we do have nice relative equal lows down here that we could target as well. Okay. So again, the Asia high makes sense, right? The current high of day up here does make sense because we did use like this change of delivery here. We used the OBs. We did disrespect the 1 hour PD array, but we also made a new one here to sponsor the move even lower. So this makes sense. All right. I don't expect this high to get taken, but we'll see what happens here. But the everything is aligning pretty good here. So we have bearish SMT in a higher time from PD array. Let's go to the 1 minute. We have a change of delivery. So right here, I would want to set a limit right here at the change in delivery. We could have, I mean, this stop ain't really big. I mean, it's 10 points. We could have a stop above this candle's high just in case it wants to wick above the fair value gap here. So we do have a FVG right here as well. Let's go ahead and mark that out, and let's set a limit on the CISD. We'll actually put it at the fair value gap since it's like literally right next to each other, and I kind of don't want to miss it. But the RR right here is pretty skewed. I really don't tend to take trades that are below a 2R. I like doing 2R minimum and higher. All right. So I like having a higher risk to reward ratio. So we'll try and aim for this, but we'll go break even or at least trim a little bit right here at these relative equal lows if it does play out. So let's go ahead and just play this out and see if we get tapped in. Did it tap? It didn't tap. I didn't even set a limit either. I'm dumb. So let me hold on. Let me go ahead and place an order here and let me set a limit. So we'll go limit, save. We have a limit in that fair value gap. We didn't get tapped anyway, so it's all good. All right, here we go. We're tapped in right here. So let's see how this plays out. So big wick right here. Really, really big wick. And do we respect it or not? Let me go ahead and take this off here so we can see this a bit clearer. Oh, big push up here. I don't like that. And stopped out right there. All right, so we ended up getting stopped out right there. Let me go ahead and fast forward this to the 950 1010 macro here. All right, so a move down off this little 1 minute fair value gap here. Really not seeing much here besides the SMT and revisiting this 15-minute FVG again. If this 15-minute closes, which it's about to because it's 9:59, it's about to be 10 a.m. If this 15-minute closes above this one here that broke these lows, that would invalidate my bearish bias, at least for the morning session. So let's go ahead and see how 10 a.m. opens here. So here's 10 a.m. Did disrespect this bearish fair value gap there. So it is pushing higher, like way higher. So the SMT looks like it's going to become invalid here. Let's see the 1 hour real quick. Let's see if we got anything on the 1 hour. Okay, so nothing on the 1 hour yet. We do have a fair value gap here on ES. So we are tapping into an FVG over here on ES. Let's go to the 5-minute. But the CISD would happen all the way down here. So not super ideal here. Maybe we actually get it. Who knows? Let's see. No closing below the opening price there. This is a tricky situation. This is why I don't like trading ES, because ES is very robotic, right? I don't like this when it splits up like this. You can't tell if it's a bullish or a bearish candle. So the CISD could be here or here. That's why I primarily do not like trading ES, because somebody was like, why don't you trade ES? Why are you cherry picking? It's like, bro, we're literally back testing. Like, I can't cherry pick. We literally just picked a random freaking week, and I'm just looking to take the setups as they come, right? It's very similar to live trading, but obviously, you know, I could fast forward price action. So I'm not really seeing a whole lot that I like right here, considering it's Monday, no news. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip this day. After that loss right there, I mean, everything was lining up. I don't even want to trade a no news Monday, if I'm being honest. I want to try and keep it as real as I can as to how I trade. I don't like trading no news Mondays. And yeah, I mean, I'm not really seeing a whole lot that I'm liking here, to be honest. So no true displacement besides like this leg here. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this no news Monday here, and we can move on to the next day. So let's go to the next New York session. So yeah, I mean, like, look at this. This was fucking hideous. Let's see. Let's go to the 15-minute, and yeah, so we never even got up to the Asia highs on Monday. So the bias was like, or not the bias, but the daily profile was correct, right? The daily profile was correct here. We never got up to these highs on this day here. We did overnight the following day. So let's go ahead and see, do we have any news? No, it's just Wednesday for this week. So we can go ahead and check the economic calendar a little later this week. So let's see what happened here. So we have nice equal highs over here on the ES chart. Very nice equal highs. Usually when ES has perfect equal highs like that, they always get revisited. So it's something to keep in mind here. All right, so right here, what I'm seeing is that we have ES respecting this 1 hour fair value gap here with perfect equal highs. We also have SMT below the previous 1 hour candle's low. Okay, so let's go to the 5-minute, or actually let's go to the 15. Let's see what's going on in the 15. So 15 swept out this low here, 7:45. We don't have any news, so I'd like to wait for 9:30 ideally. But we can see if we get a change in delivery out of this 1 hour up to these highs, and then possibly even up to the higher time frame draw. So if we do get a CISD out of this 1 hour on ES, I would consider trading an ES setup here. So the change in delivery is up here. Remember, because it's two down close candles, so it's a series of down close candles tapping into the PD array, and we have SMT with NQ over here. So let's go ahead and fast forward this till 9:30 here. Let's see what happens. So this is 8:10, 8:25, being held down by a 5-minute bearish fair value gap. 8:50. This is the first macro of the morning here in pre-market. So here is 9:30. Here's 9:30 right here. Okay, so we get a nice pop up here on NQ. ES, not so much. I don't like the fact that it's very just back and forth right here. Let me see if we... Let's go to the 1 hour. So yeah, the 1 hour is being respected, but I don't like the fact that we've been consolidating so much for about 3 hours here. I'd like to see a nice pop up, kind of like NQ, right? So let's see. Okay, nice pop up over here on NQ's moving. ES is kind of lagging. Let's fast forward this. So ES popped up above. So we do technically have a change in delivery here. I just don't like this consolidation that was happening all throughout the pre-market session. But I do like the fact that we did have a nice closure here, and we are retapping the CISD. Over here on NQ, I like the fact that we opened up an imbalance here on the 5-minute, and we do have the previous week high in very close proximity. So I'll go ahead and take a trade on the ES just because that 1 hour fair value gap was just, I mean, that thing is holding, right? So let's go to the 1 hour real quick. Let me see what London did. So where's London? So London, okay, so London highs are up here. We've swept the Asia highs. We've swept the London lows technically. So London highs are up here, right? So this was not sponsored. So this is perfectly fine. I like the SMTs down here. I like how we're holding the 1 hour fair value gap, and I like the displacement here on ES. So I'm going to go ahead and take an ES long, and I will aim for pretty much the higher time frame draw. So I'll go break even here at these highs if we can hit them. And yeah, so let's go ahead and long right here. And let's place a stop under this candle's low right there. We'll see how this works out. So this is about a 7.75 R. Let's actually give some breathing room in case it does want to come down. Let's go to the 1 minute real quick. Let's see if the 1 minute, let's put it under this 1 minute candle here that formed the fair value gap. And let's go to the 15 real quick. So the 15 is looking solid. All right, let's go ahead and send this trade here. So it's about a 5R trade. Place order. We'll go like 0.7. Since we're starting the account down, all right, so we'll go ahead and, oh, I need to do market, save. All right, so let's go ahead and see how this plays out here. Remember, we have the previous week high here at that blue line on the NQ chart, and then we also have these highs right here on the NQ. So those are the London highs, same highs as these over here on ES. So let's go ahead and fast forward this. So nice retap of the CISD. Retap of the CISD right there. And the 5 minute is still being respected as well over here on NQ. Okay, very nice. Okay, boom, there we go. So we got a nice push up right here. So we can set our stops to break even right there. We can literally trim. So we'll go ahead and trim. We'll trim 50% and we'll just leave a runner, right? Let's go ahead and just play this out. Okay, so previous week high is looking to get hit over here on NQ. So if NQ clears that previous week high right there, I'll probably just end up getting out of the ES position because then that would be an SMT at previous week high. So I'll end up getting out there if it does end up clearing the high, which it looks like it will here in a second. Yep, there we go. So I am all out on ES here. Actually, we can actually just, no, never mind. I'm just all out on ES right here. We'll get out at ES. That's the plan. So we have to follow the freaking trading plan. All right. So we're all out on ES. So now we're back on the account. So we're up about $900 roughly. Okay, cool. So after a trade like that, we can just skip over to the next day. We don't need to be on the charts anymore. We can just see how this plays out. Oh, and it ends up hitting it. There you go. So about a 5.17 R trade. Absolutely insane. I got back the loss from the Monday, and I made way more on top of that. So that's usually how this goes with the flow state model. I just want to check something real quick. If we go to the 4 hour, oh, we did. I didn't even go to the 4 hour at all. So on the 4 hour, we have a 4 hour fair value gap. And then on the 15 minute, we did change delivery on the 15 minute right here at the 615 candle on ES. We ended up tapping it right here where we got in at 945, right before the 950 1010 macro, right? So did we do that on NQ as well, right? NQ 4 hour fair value gap. So it's very important that you cycle through the time frames, which I did not do. Plus we had a 4 hour CRT right here as well. That is another bonus confluence, right? So CRT again, we have the parent candle right here. And then it opens lower into a bullish PD array, respects it, and then 15 minute would be the time frame alignment where you would enter on your confirmation. That's where you would get your confirmation. So we ended up getting confirmation right here. So as soon as this candle closed, which is the 930, we got our confirmation. Excuse me, it was right here. My bad. So as soon as we got the 9 o'clock close above the opening price of this last down close candle that made the new low in the structure here, that was your change in delivery right here. So you literally could have got in before 930, but I don't take pre-market trades, so it's all good. And I didn't even notice this, but I'm just showing you guys, like, this is the power of the flow state model. And you could have aimed for this. It was about a 3.32 R, right? Nice closure, 930, pushes up, or you could have waited for 930 and got in right here. But ES was the better choice in my opinion. just based off the analysis that we did. So let's go ahead and move on to the next day, absolute W day here. So let's go to the next New York session. All right, so yeah, this was crazy. This thing absolutely sent. So let's go to the 4 hour real quick and let's see, do we have any more buys? Okay, so we have SMT up here. We are in a 4 hour fair value gap. Okay, so we had a nice expansion to the upside. Let's see. So Monday was pretty much a range day. Nice expansion on Tuesday. So we have a 4 hour FVG that broke these equal highs, relative equal highs over here on the ES chart. So I would expect this 4 hour fair value gap to hold to push up to these highs or the next buy side up here, which is literally right here. Okay. So previous day high as well would be right there. So I'd look at previous day high, same thing on NQ. Big 4 hour fair value gap. So I'd like to see the 15-minute get a change in the state of delivery right here. So we have 5 a.m. This is nice turtle soup here. So we could look for a CI. Well, we do have a CISD right here already at the 5 a.m. candle. But again, I don't like taking pre-market trades, so I'm not going to do that. And we have 8:30 news. So let's go ahead and see what 8:30 does. Let's fast forward this, 8 o'clock. Let's see what 8:30 does. So this is 8:30 right here. Go ahead and pause this. So nice sweep on both assets here. SMT at the highs right here, right there. All right, so let's go to the 1 hour really quick. Let's see what's going on the 1 hour. Nothing crazy on the 1 hour. This looks like a pretty low probability day already. And the reason why I say that is because the reason why I say this is a low probability day is because we've already swept the Asia high on ES over here, and we've swept the Asia low, we've swept the London lows, we've swept the London highs on ES. We have SMT at London highs and Asia highs. So we've swept all session highs, and still the daily range has been, so this is the opening here. So this daily range so far has been 34 points. That is crazy. I don't even like just seeing this right now. Just from me having so much screen time, I could already tell you guys this is going to be absolute dog water. Like 34-point daily range from the opening of the daily candle, and it's 34 points. I don't know about you guys, but this is absolute dog water. Like if you guys are watching this video right now and if you ever see a daily range this tight going into New York, and the overnight sessions didn't do literally nothing but chop like this, just don't even trade it. I'm going to go ahead and play the price action here. I'm going to wait for market open, but I'm just letting you guys know, if you guys ever see a daily range that's this tight, like 30 to 50 points, do not trade that day. Do not trade that day, all right? No matter what model, no matter if you're turtle soup, no matter what, bro, do not trade that day. I promise you guys are going to save a bunch of, you're just going to save yourself. Just trust me. Here's 930. Let me pause it here. So 930 came lower and swept this low here. It just, trust me guys, whenever we have like the sweep of all the previous sessions in early hours of New York, that's literally conditions for seek and destroy. If we swept out the Asia high and low, if we swept out the London high and low in New York, and it's not moving and it's very tight, the daily range from the daily opening to the current low going into New York, just don't trade that day. I promise you. So another SMT here, but a bullish one here with ES. So bearish SMT, bullish SMT, very tight range. Dude, I'm honestly really considering about just skipping this session here. So we have a tap of, let me see if this is discount. So we have the fib, mark out the discount area. So this is a discounted PDA right here from the previous daily range. So we can go ahead and mark that out. And now we can go to the 1 minute. So we start fractalizing, right? From the 4 hour down to the 15 minutes. So now using time frame alignment, we go to the 1 minute. All right. So where is the CISD here? The CISD here is going to be up here. But since it's so choppy and it's just wicking, there's no clean displacement to the upside. There's no eagerness to the upside. I am not going to take this yet. We have this 1 minute fair value gap that's being respected here, but I'd like to see some displacement towards the upside before I get into something like this. This CISD is it's not high probability. Remember what I said in the flow state model, right? When we accumulate after tapping our higher time frame PDA array and we're getting a struggle to change delivery, it's not a high probability flow state model. It's just not. So let's go ahead and fast forward to 10, and you can see exactly why that is not high probability, and that's something that you guys need to recognize. So we're tapping into the lower fair value gap down here. But that's something that you guys need to recognize if you're trading the flow state model, is like the consolidation in between, you know, your PD array and your CISD. So this ended up failing right here. So let's go ahead and fast forward this. So we got that tap down there. See if we get a nice closure. You see how it's so like, it's not displacing, like, it's not very convincing right here. It's not super convincing after the tap and the display. Like, I want to see displacement right away. Like, I want to see 3 candles and it closing a body above the opening price of this first down close candle in a series of down close candles that taps into the PD array. I want to see like 3 candles just immediately push higher, right? This, once it got up to the opening price, it started slowing down. You notice that? You see how these 2 candles are big in displacement on the 1-minute chart? And you see how once it taps the opening price here up here, it starts getting real slow and lethargic. I don't like that. I personally do not like that. So let me go to the 1 hour real quick. We're still in a 1 hour fair value gap. Looks like we may be getting a potential for a CRT. So the 9 a.m. candle range could be forming as long as the 10 a.m. closes. So this would be our change in delivery off the 1 hour right now. So let's see the 15-minute real quick. So the 15-minute could be getting a CRT as well. So we are about to close the 10 a.m. candle. We did open lower, and we do have a nice closure here on the parent candle. So the parent candle would be 930. So the TP here on the 15-minute, if we're looking to trade the CRT, which is candle range, we would be looking to enter right here. I'm not going to lie. We would be looking to enter right here, but I don't like this displacement. I do like the confluences that we do have right now. So I will just enter this here, aim for a 2.25R, and then just take a quick scalp. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and do very light size. I'll do 0.5% here, and we'll go ahead and save. So we'll have the stop loss down here. I don't want to see this go below this breaker here. So we do have a breaker right here. I don't want to see it go below that. Okay, so nice push up here. And TP hit. Okay, boom. So that ended up working out because of the confluence that I had with CRT. And honestly, I don't know if I'd want to even trade the rest of this day. Like that was decent enough in my opinion. We're already about to hit the CRT high right here at the 9 a.m. range high. Let's go ahead and fast forward this. Let's go to the 5-minute. Yeah, so we got a change in delivery on the 5-minute as well. So you can see here, 10:30, open lower, tapped it, and now we're pushing higher. So that could have been another entry. And then it tapped the 9 a.m. high. So that CRT is now completed. See, okay, so now it's pushing up. Retap the CISD right here. I mean, this day was decent. It was all right. Okay, so now we're coming back lower. Yeah, so another SMT up here. Displaced below that fair value gap. Drawing lower. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and skip this day. I mean, it has a very small, tight range. I don't like these type of days. I always get chopped up on these type of days, but we caught a nice little scalp right there just based off like the CRT confluence that we had. 10 a.m. opening lower, closing within the parent candle's range. We found a 1-minute CISD on there off of this 15-minute fair value gap. Wasn't a very good, convincing one with displacement above it, but nonetheless, it still held. It worked out, pushed up to the CRT high, and that was it. So let's move on to the following day here, which is going to be, what is this, Wednesday or Thursday? It's going to be Thursday. All right, Thursday, October 17th, 2019. Do you guys remember what you guys were doing in 2019? Because I remember what I was doing. I was working a dead-end job, fucking hating it. I was absolutely hating the job that I was working in 2019. And this was around the time when I was studying trading. So absolutely crazy to see how far I've came in terms of like skill with trading and just knowing everything that I know now. It's pretty crazy. All right, so right here we got a nice sweep of the, what is this? Is this the monthly high? So we got a nice sweep of these monthly highs from last month. So massive, massive, massive bearish SMT at the monthly highs. Okay, so massive SMT at the monthly highs. So do we have news for today? No, we don't. All right, so let's go to the daily chart. So we had SMT up here at the previous month, and NQ just came up to sweep that. Now on the 4-hour, do we have anything up here? We have the buy side up there. We have SMT at these highs. Let's go to the 1-hour. So previous month highs is considered a key level, like those major liquidity pools, like previous month high and low, previous week high and low, previous day high and low. Those are considered key levels. However, I always like to see a PDA rate above or below them, and right now I'm not really seeing anything anywhere. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything anywhere since we're like pretty close to all-time highs as well. Daily, I mean, daily you could consider this an OB, but I always like fair value gaps above my like big liquidity pools like that, like above a previous month high or low, or a week low or a week high. Like I like seeing like a fair value gap or like a good OB, an OB that's actually did something like sweep liquidity, because that makes an order block high probability. But 1 hour, so using the logic that I teach to everybody here is using this fair value gap that broke the high, right? So the fair value gap that broke the high, this should hold going into New York session. So again, I don't like trading pre-market, so we're going to wait for market open here. But we did get a change of delivery out of that. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out. So let's wait for 9:30 here. So this, did it play out? As long as this low holds, it played out technically. So we have an SMT here, change of delivery up here. Very okay, so market open is right here. Boom, fast forward this. So that is market open. Oh yeah, I forgot to see what London did. Hold on, let me go to the 1 hour. Okay, so this is London session. This is the London session low right here, 2 a.m. low. So from 2 to 5, that's the times we want to focus on. So we didn't use anything to sponsor this move higher. So that's already sus. Plus we have an SMT at previous month highs. That's already sus as well. And we have perfect equal lows on ES right here. So no sponsorship of 2 a.m. low going into New York. Daily profile may suggest that this is a London Judas. It's just tough because there's no PD arrays over here to the left that I could use. Yeah, there's literally nothing. Well, I guess we could use this old fair value gap, but I don't like using very old like PD arrays that already serve their purpose. So I'm going to continue watching this 1 hour fair value gap here to see if we keep making higher highs or not. But let's go ahead and see what happens here at 9:30. Okay, so he's 9:40. Okay, so sweep of the equal lows here, and then CISD. But we have an SMT at the highs now. So SMT at the highs. So do we have any objective above us in terms of like a daily buy side or anything? We do. So we do. Okay, so on ES we do. We have a buy side right there, a minor buy side. So on the 4 hour, that's that high right there. So this does look like it wants to move higher. And on NQ we have some buy side right there. So I'll go ahead and slap a long up to there if we can get something. So we have a fair value gap and a CISD right here. So I would want to ideally, since we have an SMT, I'm going to go down to the 15 second. I'm going to see if we get a confirmation out of this area of nested PD arrays on the 5 minute. So let's go to the 15 second. Let's see if we get a CISD here on the 15 second back to the upside, because we do have SMT at the highs and previous month highs. So let's go ahead and go to the 15 second and see if we get confirmation there. So here's the 15 second. So not a good follow through here. So the CISD would be right here at these candles highs. So no closure above it. See that? No closure above it. Come back lower. Time is it? 10 o'clock. Here's 10 o'clock opening. So did it disrespect the 5 minute? No, this is just open. So we're not getting that structure on the 15 second, at least not yet. I want to see how 10:05 closes. So 10:05 disrespected the fair value gap. It disrespected the fair value gap that broke or swept this high. We're still in the 1 hour. We still have the CISD. We could slap along here. As long as this fair value gap here on ES holds, I think we could get up. Honestly, I think I might take a long on ES. I'm liking longs around here. So 15 second on ES looks, oh my God, that's why I don't trade ES. So that dude that left that comment about why don't I trade ES or whatever, that's exactly why I don't trade ES, because it's very robotic. It's not great. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do here. It's tough. I'd like to wait for that 5 minute to hold and just we can market enter into the drawn liquidity because the 15 minutes looking rough right here. We have SMT right here and then we have that higher time from SMT. That's kind of what's throwing me off right now. Let's just wait 15 minutes. Let's see what happens in 15 minutes. The first 15 of the 10 a.m. opening. Let's see what happens. So another SMT right here. Another freaking SMT. Right there, right above that high and right above this high, the 9 a.m. high. So let's go to the 1 hour. So yeah, I mean, this is a little tough. So 5 minute. It's just tough because it's so weak. NQ's weak. It's being the lagging pair. So 50. We're in a 15-minute fair value gap too. So I could look at the 1 minute as well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just enter long on NQ right here. We have another little CISD right here. But the main CISD is right over here. So I'll just go ahead and enter long right here and we can aim for this high. Why is the stop loss in TP so little in points? Is this how it used to move back then? 32 points? Because nowadays we're used to like 50, 100, 200 points. It's kind of crazy. The volatility has really picked up over the last couple of years. So we'll go ahead and risk half because of all these bearish SMTs that we're getting. I'd like to see the fair value gaps hold and the CISDs hold right here. Let's go ahead and play this out. And stopped. Okay, so stop loss right there, 500 bucks. So yeah, those SMT, like this is a little bit rough. So I hope you guys are seeing why it's a little bit rough because we're not displacing above these highs. We're not getting any follow through after breaking the highs. Ouch. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so also daily profile, right? 2 a.m. low is not sponsored by anything, right? There's no sponsorship. Plus we have equal lows right here. I just noticed that. So we have no sponsorship there, right? So that doesn't make sense. London low does not make sense. And we are dropping. So do we have a fair value gap right here? We have a volume imbalance right here on NQ. Volume imbalances happen whenever price is moving pretty quick. So let's go to the 15-second. Didn't sweep the high up here. So the change in delivery would be down here. So let's change this to the 15-second. Okay, nice. Oh, okay, nice. Still respecting that volume imbalance. Nice displacement to the downside. I like to see if we can, okay, fair value gap tap here. I was going to say, I'd like to see if we can retrace back up to here. So I'm going to go ahead and market enter here. And we can aim for possibly the London low from right here. I want to set my stop all the way up here. Not a big stop, 7 points. It's not bad at all. But we're respecting this volume imbalance. Plus we have these equal lows. And London low, again, was not sponsored by anything. So I'm looking at that low to be the target. I like the displacement towards the downside in all these bearish SMTs that we've been getting. Plus the fair value gap that swept the high did not hold. So again, going back to the 15-second, we'll go ahead and execute here. Volume imbalance being held and respected. So we can go ahead, place order. We'll go ahead and do 0.5% as well. So go ahead and play this here. So we'll go ahead and play this here. So let's go ahead and play this. Okay, so nice sweep of that of those equal lows right here that we had marked. And we can go ahead and, okay, nice follow through here. So this is the type of follow through that I want to see, either at the highs or the lows. Like this is the type of shit that I'm trying to see. All right, so here, just staying on the 15-second. I'd like to see this fair value gap hold if we are going to continue. I don't want to see it get disrespected, and it got disrespected, right? Okay, so let's go to the 1 minute now. 1 minute fair value gap under that low. So I'd like to see that fair value gap hold. So I'm going to go ahead and put my stop to break even just in case it does come back up. Okay, nice. Oh, let me see. Are we going to, this is the fair value gap here. Are we going to get stopped out or not? Time is it? 10:59. So 11 a.m. So we might actually end up getting stopped right here because 11 a.m. is about to open. So let's go ahead and see if we get stopped out. Oh, damn, bro. 11 open lower. 11 open lower to tag the London low right here. Super, super clean. Holy shit. That's trim, bro. That's trim. Such a dumb word. Anyways, all right, cool. swept the London low. That was pretty nice. So reasoning for this trade again was the reason for this trade, and the reason why I was sussed out up here is because, first of all, right when we got into this day here, we had previous month high SMT, and then this high up here, we kept getting these bearish SMTs up here, right? At the what is it, 6 a.m. high? 6 a.m. high SMT with ES, and then we had another SMT right here at this high, which was the 950 highs. So we had another SMT here. That 1 minute that 1 minute CISD that we entered first did not hold. And then right here at 1025, we ended up falling through really, really quick. Like we ended up just displacing really fast. So that shows me eagerness to move lower. And that also is an agreement with the daily profile, right? Because 2 a.m. from 2 to 5, if there's no sponsorship off a 1 hour or higher PD array, then we can potentially look at that low, that London low, the current low of day, to be a Judas, right? And meaning that a New York reversal will come in and take that out and make a new low of day. So that's what that means. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next day because I do not want to drag this video out as long as I did on the last one. So let's go ahead and go to the next New York session. All right, so moving on to Friday here. I don't usually like trading Fridays. However, again, we're going to do it for the video's sake. I don't like trading Mondays either, but yeah, so we're pretty much ranging right here. We have the range high. We've swept the high. We swept this high, SMT up here, monthly SMT. And we have a, we have a change in delivery here on the 1 hour, but I'm trying to figure out if we've used or we're using any daily PD array. Like we can say that we're using this volume imbalance here on ES, but like I don't tend to ever use volume imbalances, but it does count as a PD array, all right? So we did reverse off of that. So we could count this as a daily PD array and a 1 hour change in delivery right here. So we do have a 1 hour change in delivery on the ES chart with SMT up here. And we also have a nice fair value gap here on the NQ chart. So we could definitely look at this to maybe move lower off this if it respects it here. So Friday, no news. So let's go ahead and move to 9:30 and let's look at the 5-minute chart. Since we are on both assets, we're in 1 hour PD arrays, so we can look at the 5-minute chart here and see if we get the flow state model. Yeah, let's go ahead and fast forward to 9:30. Go ahead and let it do its thing here. Let's see what happens here. So 8:40, 8:45, 8:50, 8:55, 9. So here's 9 a.m. Waiting for 9:30 here, so I'm going to pause it here in a little bit. Okay, so here is 9:30. So we do have a change in the state right here, 7:45. So boom, no. Wait, did we tap? Yeah, we tapped it right here. So 9:30 open high. See this little fair value gap right here. Little fair value gap being respected here from the 9:20, 9:25-minute fair value gap. Let's move over to the 15-second. And let's see if we get a CISD, which would be down here. So let's see if we get something or not. Okay, did we disrespect this? Looks like we are going to disrespect it. Okay, so we hit the 5-minute CISD. Let's see. Let's go to the 15-minute. Let's see what the 15 minutes looking like. Let's go to back to the 15-second. So we hit the 5-minute CISD, 5-minute breaker. Okay, hit it again. So we're pretty much hitting this breaker right here, right? This one right here. Anytime, a quick tip, anytime you get a CISD anywhere, you're going to have a breaker right next to it. So we have a breaker right here that we're respecting. So 15-second, sweep of the high, not a convincing CISD right here. No follow through. Oh my God, dude, this is so choppy. This is extremely choppy. My God, okay. Okay, nice push up. That's actually pretty nice. All right, so 5-minute, nice push up. There's nothing right here. So the new CISD, let me go to the 1 minute. The new CISD would be down here, at least in the moment right here, right? The opening price right here. What time is this? This is 9:45. We're getting into the 9:50, 10:10 macro. Okay, nice. Nice CISD right here. So that is the type of displacement that I'm talking about here. So nice manipulation up. We get an SMT with ES there, and we get a new change in the state delivery here at the 10 a.m. opening. So if we form a fair value gap here, we could look to enter there. No fair value gap. Let's go to the 1 minute. Do we have anything there? 1 minute fair value gap being respected. So let's go back to the 5 minute, see if we get a tap or not. This thing is just dumping. Yep, this thing is just dumping. We're going down to those equal lows over here on ES. So might be a missed day right here. Again, Fridays, not my favorite days to trade. These are always like the hits or misses for me, to be honest. At least for me and all the data that I've collected over the years. Like Fridays are always hits or misses for me. Like, I mean, you can see why this thing just absolutely dumped. But so this 5 minute fair value gap here that just formed and is getting tapped into, I'd be looking for a change here. The reason for that is because this fair value gap formed after breaking this low. So this is an important fair value gap if we want to continue lower or not. So I'd start going to the 15 second, start looking for that change in delivery here. Let me change this to the 15 second. And this is where I'd start looking for it. So, all right, so we got a nice sweep right there. And as long as we respected the fair value gap in terms of you're not closing above it, we're good. So we closed above it. So that's not super ideal right there, right? We do have an order block right here, but I don't like how we disrespected the fair value gap, so I'm not going to take anything there. So let's go ahead and change this back to the 1 minute. And let me go back to the 5. Or do we have a 15 minute? Oh, we do have a 15 minute. Okay, so let's go to the 1 minute. Okay, so we have a change in delivery here. We do. We have a change in delivery right here. So we do. We tapped the 15 minute fair value gap. So again, same logic here. This fair value got formed after breaking and sweeping that low. So here on the 1 minute, I would look to enter right here, and it actually just tapped it here at 11:07. So I'm just gonna go ahead and market enter. Or actually, before I market enter, let's go back to the 1 hour and let's see if we have any other liquidity we could target, right? So the only other liquidity that we could target is this 1 hour fair value gap. The previous 1 hour candle's low as well. So that's a fair value gap, and then this low is the next major sell side low. So the reason why I say like the previous 1 hour candle's low is because usually if a candle sweeps a low like this, you guys have probably seen this as well. Usually when a candle sweeps a low like that, we will open, like if a candle sweeps a low like that and it comes back and it closes up here after sweeping the low and doesn't close below it, the next candle opens near the closing price, right? So this candle here is ranging in the previous 1 hour candle's range. So it will have to take most of the time, it will have to take the previous 1 hour candle's low or high. Most of the time it's bearish like this with bearish displacement and speed, it will take the low, right? And then you combine that with the other confluences like, okay, we have a 15 minute, right? 15 minute taps up into it. So now we look for the flow state model here. And we got tapped in right there. So if we had a limit, we would have got tapped in. So I'll go ahead and market enter here. Stop above that swing high. We can aim for that that FVG in the previous 1 hour candle's low. So this is about a 2.11R. We'll risk 0.5%. I'm not risking a whole lot here. So nice displacement. So I would have liked to have seen the fair value gap hold right here. But it looks like we're coming back up to the CISD here. And it looks like we might get stopped out right here. And stopped out right there. Yep. So 11:14. Okay, so let's fast forward this and it drops there. Yep. All right, so I mean, it came back up to sweep this little internal high right there. And then we got the change of delivery right there. Yeah, and it didn't even tap the fair value gap or anything. I don't like these big CISDs because you have to wait till all the way down here and your stop would have been massive. And then the risk to reward wouldn't have been like all that great. So if you would have got tapped in here, your stop would have been like all the way up here. I mean, this would have been a negative R or at least a 1-to-1. I don't usually take that. It's not what I like doing. I like anything above a 2R. So that's going to be it for the backtesting video here. We're up about, what is this, 2.6%, I think. So we can go check out the analytics here. And yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this backtesting video. So let's go ahead and check out the analytics here. And we have about a 50% win rate from this backtesting session. So we're up about 2.6%, 2,600. Average R is about a 3.15. Total winners, total losers, 3 and 3, just off 1 week. So we have about a 50% win rate, and this is pretty much the P&L. So As long as your winners are outweighing your losers and are way bigger than your losers, you're good, bro. You don't need to really worry about win rate, in my opinion. But yeah, that is going to be it for the backtesting session. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know you guys enjoyed the last backtesting session video, so I'm happy to make another one. Before we end this video, I just wanted to mention that I have released my mentorship, my one-on-one personal guidance mentorship, that has so many things. I don't even like, if I were to explain it on this video, it's going to be another 20 minutes long. If you guys are interested though in being mentored by me and learning this model and a ton of other models and confluences that all work hand in hand together to give you the best possible trades with confirmation and not just randomly buying and selling lows and highs, go ahead and book a call down with my team below, and we will see if you qualify to actually get in the mentorship. Spots are limited. I'm not taking literally anybody. We actually go through like a whole interviewing process to see if you actually qualify, because I only want to work with the most serious traders. I don't want to work with just anybody. So keep that in mind. But if you guys are serious traders looking to level up this year, make sure you guys book a call with my team down below. And with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, and sub. Really helps the channel out. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great weekend, guys. Peace out.